Hello, I'm going to run you through the basics of this simulation. It's called the Movingman, and we'll be using this website frequently this year for all the different simulations in physics. So what you want to do is hold down your control key, click on this link, and it should open up in your browser. Now you might have something where you need to run Java or Flash, and that's okay to enable it if it asks you to move forward with it. Okay, so this simulation, we're going to make it full size. There's this little guy here, and you can play around with all the different controls, but this is his position. So you can either move him yourself, and you'll see that on that blue line, it shows where he's located. Here's my origin. So right now it's negative 0.843, so it just means, remember, he's to the left. There's another way you can move him. You can use this position to get all the way over. It's going to ask you to start at the tree, so you can kind of drag him right about here. It tells you to give 1.2 meters per second as a velocity, and the first part tells you to leave acceleration blank. Now down here you have different buttons. This button here will get him to start walking. So that's your play and your pause button. So it asks for 10 seconds. So after you hit 10 seconds, you just hit pause and you can clear this back to the beginning. You can put them back here again and hit this. Playback is a little different. Okay, here's a quick video just to get you acquainted with your lab activity this week. It's called the Movingman, and it's by Colorado University. So we'll be using this frequently. You want to get into the link, hold on to Control, and then click on this link. It should pop up in another window. If it gives you an error message, you have to enable either Java or Flash. And it's okay, you can run it as a safe site. It's an EDU site. Alright, so here's this man, and there's position, velocity, and acceleration. There's a play button down here. There's these choices, record and play back. And once you're playing back, it'll give you a speed that you can choose. So you can start out by saying yes, you can restart everything. There's a couple ways you can move him around. You can either move him this way or this way. You could move him just by dragging him around. You can reset. You notice that the time is ticking up here. That's for when you start to collect data and record. So you can give it an initial velocity, 1.2, and you can start him over by the tree, for example. You gotta have it paused though. And then move him around. Now, if you pause and clear, this won't reset everything. It'll just clear and get him back to where he was. And if you want to get him moving, give him some velocity, then hit the play button. It will automatically record, and you can let him walk for however many seconds it tells you. Once you hit that, if I had a time for 7 seconds, I just hit pause, and now you click on playback. You're going to be asked to collect data, so you want to switch it all the way to slow so that you can read his position every second. So for example, if I need to go every second, I'll write down my starting value is negative 7.988 meters. and then get him started. And if I have to stop it 1 second, I can do that. I can also move it back a little bit if I want it right on 1 second. So if I miss that data point, it's no big deal. There we go. And then you would record this in your data table for position, negative 6.888. Then I hit play again. I stop it at 2 seconds. Move back if I need to. Go find my 2. Record this. And you do that, I believe it's for 10 seconds. Once you're ready to try a different scenario, then you can hit reset all to the beginning. You might want to play around with what would happen if I gave him a negative velocity. And you see that negative velocity just means he's moving left. Okay, now the second part is going to ask you to start him, I think, over here, and give him a certain velocity or a 0 velocity, and then give him an acceleration. So I want you to just follow those directions and make that graph. There's a little directions video on how to get this graph. So make sure you watch this link too. Okay? All right, have fun.